GMODISM.
Well, hello, you are most welcome to GMODISM. And this is your host Eric. We are back for a little video. Today, we are going to look at a little showcase of the most optimal interceptors I could make, basically. So, this slab of stuff has a theoretical max damage of 100,000, which means you could theoretically have like 4 of these units, and you could continuously, because they reload in 14 seconds, you could continuously keep a battleship Doomcram, a Doomcram battleship system, at bay continuously for as long as you please with that. Anyways, this video is a follow-up on my empirical testing of the most optimal interceptors. So you can see here in my little folder, I think this is where we left off. I don't really know, but in any case, our Omicron from our little Discord, which you should totally join if you haven't already. Master Matros Omicron, after the end of the year promotion we had in the little Discord here, which you can join in the description, came up with some different settings where we could possibly fine-tune a missile system that is not vertically reverse launch, but instead straight launched system that would compete with a reverse launch system here. And that proved out to be pretty successful. I can just spawn in some couple of let's spawn in a crossbones to test them out. The crossbone is neat and everything, but man, we'll have to go inside the crossbones and turn off their annoying AA cannons. Here we go. And here we can see we got some stuff launching. They are so off, man. Okay, next blast. Right, we have another launch here that is very fine. We can now boost it up a little bit until we get close. And we're gonna make sure to not miss the action here. Just make sure I'm not controlling them. Right. So we should be able to compare these two. All right, and there we go. And you can see they are a little bit differently tuned here. Where the reverse launch ones, now they collide just because of that, you can see they are in the lead, but just with a few meters. And the disadvantage of using the reverse launch system is that they have a shorter reach than the straight launch system. So when you're dealing with a mix of incoming targets, like for example not only cram shots but also missiles, it can be better to have the reverse launch variant, because to have the like non-reverse, normal vertical launch system, and not the reverse launch system. The reverse launch system is really fine-tuned versus crams, and versus crams as well. The small variant works very well. The small variant can be omnidirectional, honestly. It's really cool. I realized you could put it on a turret and make it a little bit faster, but honestly, you can see the vertical launch system almost performs in a similar way. It is after with a little bit, but you can see they can reach the cram shells pretty fast anyways. Yeah. So with that testing, a big thanks to Master Matros Omicron, of course, for the testing and the fine-tuning of the normal vertical launch system. I don't remember who suggested the reverse launch, because it was a while ago. You can see this is like an old version of the platform even. I also managed to put them in a small pack as well as you know, this is really the masterpiece, I think. But technically, medium missiles are better to use because they do more damage per materials. I think it's both material spent, but definitely for what the system costs. But honestly, that is like that. From Omicron's design, I did do some extra fine-tuning, put them into modular systems, and made sure we could save them down as prefabs. Now, in the next update of the prefabs for the commissioned officers and the government officials, you'll be able to access all of these units, of course. And I think that's probably a good time to say big thanks to our commissioned officers in the Army of GMODISM, Admiral Dragon X62, Commander Ben Wilken, Delphin, and Sven van der Velde, Lieutenants Ali Anto Cravey, Forrest Dagan, Daniel Sakin, Owen, Parberg Reed, Vincent Veritas, Rick Pro-L, Volkite, Scooby Rocks, and of course to our government official, Chancellor Super Dave. Hope I did not forget anyone, and big thanks to all the cadets in the members in the Ecclesiarchy as well. Well, and as you can see here, the pretty cool thing is that we can just keep these cram cannons as bay. Now, the crossbones cram cannons isn't the most scary, of course, but well, you probably understood that. Here we can see the I just used the weather vane and I called it the telum, arrow in Latin, for the interceptors. That's the stock interceptor for the Army of GMODISM. I've decided the main one, not for all systems, but yeah. Anyways, let's just restart the designer. I'm gonna show you the prefabs. Yeah. Anyways, here we go. Old, new, new, fresh, clean platform. So let us get into this. We will need to go into the missile decopium, spawn a telum arrow just to make them have the right model. And we can then load them in. And you already know how to get all the missile decos. They are on the Steam Workshop. In any case, we do have a different pack of systems here. We can just go through the quote-unquote boring stuff. Here is a remote launcher system with like everything included. And to that we have like interceptor systems packed up on channel 9, just to make it simple to spawn when I'm building, or if you use them when you're building too. But in any case, we are not going to look at like the single units. We're just going to look at the packs, because you know this is just simple boring stuff. You can see the name here: AUG, Telum, Ultra, and Ultra Reverse. VLM, Vertical Launch Missile Anti-Missile System. It's the VLM AMS, and it's insulated. MM stands for Medium Missile, and this is a 25 pack. So here is the reverse version with 25 pack. We also got a SM. Here we can see Ultra Reverse Vertical Launch Missile System, and this is 36 units packed up in small missiles, SM, as you can see there. And then we also have the Deruta KK AOG Type O Ultra Fast Omnidirectional AMS pack, which may be my favorite, but that can be put on a turret, or really put in any direction. But let us just look at the ultra system like this. You can see I provided it in a insulated package here. So what you basically, basically the thought is here, we can just like build hull around it, and however we put the blocks, we are not going to make it like connect EMP wise. So it's completely EMP insulated, and we use full blocks because of course we want some of that rubber protection. And of course we'll just need to set up a decorator and spread to matching if we want to see them how they should look like. And I also saved them in here, but I don't know if I can share that. Like, I don't know where to share the missile setup folder for all the for the supporters, but you know, if you know, tell me in the comments. In any case, yes, so also excuse the little delay of content. I'll be giving you an update on that later. But in any case, here we have these. I think we can spawn in the crossbones again just to showcase when they are firing, because it is a convenient way. We should just go into God mode and shut off the white annoying. We can be God mode too, but I don't want the AA. Like this. This is the sound I don't want to hear. Yeah, so now I completely missed it, but you can see we have 7 seconds to reload again. We can press reload all. Thank you from the developers for just making it so simple nowadays. And you can see, bam, they are all getting launched instantly like this. You can see they're snaking a little bit up and down like that, but we can shoot them down like 100 meters away from us. And when we have a barrage like that, it's not gonna work. And if you didn't watch the empirical testing episode, no, stagger makes the results a lot worse. So no, it's not gonna work if you thought that was a good idea. Anyways, let us get in just to compare the ultra reverse system. Like that. And we have the ultra reverse. Yeah, well, let's not set up the missile model right now. I'm just gonna have it stock for the next blast. And you can see here, we're getting a launch and bam, they get activated here. And the reverse launch, they are just so, like, we spent so many hours tuning this and they just go bam, really sharp turn. Yeah, very effective. And then I do want to show you the ultra reverse 36. No, I mean the Ruta KK Typo ultra fast omnidirectional AMS pack. So we can put these, whoops, upwards. We can have a couple of them. And these are crazy. They are like stacked in all sorts of ways. So bam. And they are so fast. They are so fast. Now these shot straight upwards. A little bit uninteresting. Boom. And they just go kill the shell there. Now, I do wonder if I messed something up there, or if that was a fluke of some kind. Let's just reload these again and see them fire, because they all should be okay. All right, I think perhaps we have a anomaly in how they are set up, or they are colliding with each other. Honestly, I didn't see this in my earlier tests, so it's always interesting when you do like more tests to find that the results are slightly different. Weird. Well, we're gonna look again at that. Now, this kind of almost became empirical testing anyways, but yeah. A lot of people like to use small missiles because they have an easier way to set them up to actually take out incoming fire. But in my opinion, that's not really like true. You can make medium missiles as well, as just seen. The cool way with them is that you can launch them in a way so that they get to the like target faster, because you can make them have faster acceleration. They do a little bit less damage per the cost of the systems and the missiles. I think it's missiles too, but definitely the systems. They have a higher cost and they do lag more. They do lag much more because it's 4 missiles instead. Now you can see the comeback ones came up like that. I don't know, I think perhaps we should just copy this all to match. We're gonna take this, copy to see if any one of them were set up incorrectly or whatever. But I do suspect, whoops. Okay, now we're gonna be ready. Bam. Okay. Right. So that's interesting. They probably just it seems they just collide a little bit here. Yeah. Maybe a little bit too many of them. Perhaps we should just aim one system towards the crossbones and it's gonna perform as expected. So here you can see, bam. Now they all get released in this swarm in the right direction. So while they are omnidirectional, they do work better when you aim them towards the enemy. So it's probably just that they get full. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. But I feel I should at least show you the what we have done, how they are set up. So we're just gonna put in the 25 packs again, and the crossbones can be in the background and just having its shots fired down. So if we look at these guys, the Deruta KK system, if you want to copy the settings, we basically have a variable thruster with a ramp time of 0, a thrust output of 300 and a start delay of 0.3 seconds. Now this is quite important. Warhead arming delay 0.1, guidance activation 0, thrust before locking 100. They are set as C skimming, and the turning thruster is at 10 degrees. Now the angle activation threshold for the turning thrusters, I think this is new, or I've been completely blind because this is not something we test very much. I think this is a new setting. So yeah, that could possibly be tuned. I did do some fast tests to see if like 5 degrees or 30 degrees would be better, but both of them performed less. So if we have an optimal setting for these, I suspect that the activation threshold angle is like a few degrees off. But yeah, so far I didn't see much of a difference. But if you want to perform some detailed tests and tell me in the Discord or whatever, I'll be happy, or in the comments here to see that too. But I felt that this video really needs to go up. It has been long enough. But in any case, the APN guidance is set to 0.7, very important as well. And it's gonna set up as missiles and cram and coordinate between interceptors to avoid overkill and bad targets is the setting I've used for these. If you go to the like normal vertical launch system that Omicron fine-tuned for us, we have a variable thruster with a ramp time of 0, a thrust output of max, and a start delay of 0.8 seconds. Warhead arming is 0.2. I don't know if that really matters here, but yeah, whatever. Giving you the full setting so you don't get different results. And warhead arming delay like this, 0.2. 10 degrees activation threshold, stock setting basically there. And guidance activation delay of 0. I don't really know if that matters very much for interceptors, but I think it does. Because when I tested it before, I think I saw a result that it does matter. But again, it was some time ago I did the original test for the empirical testing video. Anyways, the APN guidance is set to a gain of 0.8, and it's going to be set up as coordinate. Now, if you use a system with AMS that's aiming towards, like if you have them on a turret where they can freely aim towards the projectile, You might want to set this to prefer Civ's controller target, but if you do that, you may miss additional target if the first target is destroyed. So that's the downside. And lastly, my favorite, because it's so cool, is the they completely botched it. So for these, of course, we need to use the reversed launcher. And these are set up with a ramp time of 0.1, thrust output of max, and a start delay of 0.6 seconds. So here we have a ramp time actually. And stock settings for activation threshold and a APN guidance of 1 flat. Yeah, and same coordinate warhead arming delay at 0.2 seconds. So that's how I set up the interceptors. And when you do that, you can see from the missile controller, which is somewhere, that it's like over 60% for these. Now these are getting low values because some of these launchers are like 98, 96 percentages. And I think the bottom ones, you can see these, they have like lower ratings because they are the ones that are not getting turned quick enough due to the sheer amount of missiles. But that changes if you aim them towards it. Like this system is really built to be preferred aimed towards the target, like if you have an aircraft or whatever, or if you just want to slap one of these systems on the turret, that's perfect. But you can use them very well as AMS VLM vertical launch system too. But you can see these top ones like 92 percentages. Since these are a little bit faster, they have a max speed of 372 meters per second. They reach the target faster. This has a similar speed of 267. That is actually just 10 meters per second slower, but every meter per second counts. And the thing is, the small missiles have a so small weight, they really accelerate like almost instantly, as I'm sure you'll be able to see at the next incoming shell. Yeah. I don't know if there is much more to say, to be honest. That is the interceptors. One thing I do want to know from you, however, you can see here, they just accelerated, and these just start accelerating, taking some time. But whatever. These do more damage. These do more damage per unit. And you can see each of these missiles have a damage. If it's 1 to 4 meter cramps, it's 2 to 4,000 damage per unit. And each of the small ones has like this damage range. So that's like, if you take this time 4, the max damage per unit is about half. Yeah. But again, very fast. Yeah. One thing I do want to know is, did you check out the when we had a 24/7 live stream on the GMODISM channel with from the depth content? Like, did you enjoy it? Should I put it up again? Also, same for the Relaxism channel, the relaxing streams there. Did you enjoy them? Please tell me. Should I put them up again, or should we do something else there? Yeah, well, I think I rambled enough for today. I'll be seeing you in future videos. The Gimli battles are not cancelled. The podcast is not cancelled. It's just that I'm gonna give you a channel update later on if you want to know. But things have been going on and stuff. Big thanks for watching, and again, if you somehow missed that the Platform Mark III has dropped, well, it's on the workshop. A little late Christmas present, I guess, if you missed that. Anyways, big thanks again. I'll see you in future videos. This is your host, Eric of the GMODISM Empire, and I'll be seeing you, best GMODist, in the next video, I do hope. And to make sure that happens, you can subscribe if you want to be notified about future videos, which I hope you will want. Anyways, this is your host, Eric, and I'm signing out.